Good evening, all of us. Good evening. You can confirm if I am audible or not, either on chat there. Let me allow this. You can confirm if I'm audible or not on your end. Am I audible? Yeah, for those who have joined, I know it was a short notice, but yeah, thank you guys for joining. Is Molimu audible or not? Either unmute. You can either unmute or you can chat to confirm if I'm audible or not. I'm also on YouTube.
You are audible.
Great. So I hope that you guys are well wherever you are. And for those who are preparing, of course, for these April exams, just some few weeks remaining, right? Just some few weeks remaining, of course, to your exams. So this is just an open forum, yeah? And what this open forum entail? Number one, it's just a matter of us to get to know what is, of course, expected from us, and some of the strategies that you can always tend to, of course, employ at any given point in time when we are preparing for, of course, for our coming exams. Yeah. So this is just an open forum. You are literally, you have that freedom to ask any question relating to exam, out of exams, which you think, of course, it will help you either for these coming exams or for the coming exams even after April. So it's literally an open forum. Yeah, so first of all, probably these are what I want us to do. Even before we proceed, I want to get questions from you guys regarding, of course, the paper, the areas that you feel I should talk about, of course, the areas that you think I should clarify. So I wish to hear and get these questions from you so that at least you can start this open forum. So it is an open forum. Don't be afraid to ask anything, right? Just whatever that you've always wanted to ask, whatever that you've always wanted to get a clarification on, then this is the best time to do that. That's why you're timing it as what? As an open forum. We don't have any agenda in play that you're going to say that this is agenda 1, agenda 2, agenda 3. No, this is literally an open forum. So you guys are invited to participate. And as I've mentioned, yeah, before we proceed, I want to get these questions from you. Yeah, I can see James. James has requested. You talked about PFT and MA. These are requests. These are requests from James Boke, PFT and MA. I need your requests. This is your day. Yeah, this is your day. So today I'll be at your service. You tell me this is what I need to guide you. Then that's what I'm going to guide you. Yeah. For those who have joined, maybe as much as probably I might not maybe ask all of you, but for those who have joined, literally this is an open forum. I can see, yeah, you're quite a number. Chief, who is Chief Ninja? Probably I can relate with that. Eric Onyango. Eric, where you feel like Mwalimu should talk about?
I think I'll wait. I'll talk another time.
Okay, sure. That is okay. I can see Esther. Esther, anything you wish to tell us? Yeah. Esther, we can see.
At the moment, I have no question. Maybe as we discuss, maybe I might get a question.
Great. I can see we have so many. James has mentioned is Marcia Court. Any question that we say that today we are approaching it from the angle like you guys, you're asking questions as I try to respond on the same. And in addition, of course, I'll also be giving you more, of course, strategies on how to go about this. I can see Vic, yeah, Kipiegon. I hope this is the one that I know. Yes, Victor, question? Or where you wish us to talk about, area that you wish us to talk about? You can, you guys can literally chat, by the way. You can put it on chat. Zach, Noel, Nice, all of you, it is literally open. Amos, Branis, yeah, all of you, these are literally open. So James has requested, even for those who are watching us via YouTube, by the way, for those who are also watching us via YouTube, the floor is open. You can literally chat on the comment section there where you wish, of course, Mwalimu to talk about. You can chat it on the comment section, then we are going to respond on the same. Okay, great. So the question that I put down is for, of course, James has requested that. Okay, great. So the first thing I want us to talk about is how these papers are being set, right? Remember, things have been changing, and we are all aware from 2020, the second semester of 2023. We are all aware that the mode of setting these exams, actually they changed from how it was before, right? Because right now, our questions or how papers are being tested, they have been categorized, of course, into various segments, which I'm going to share with us, so that you get to know, like, if at all you have to prepare for these coming exams and any other exams that will come even after April, you should be aware of how these exams are always set. So I'm going to start by considering the mode of how they normally tend to test these papers.
Mwalimu, you're not audible.
I should be audible. Sorry for that. So as Mwalimu was saying, like where we are sitting today, if at all you can check from the second semester 2023, right? The exams, the way they are being tested, literally things have changed. And that is the first thing that I want us to talk about as we prepare for these coming exams and other exams, of course, that are to come. So let me share with you this so that you should be able to understand, of course, where Mwalimu is coming from. This will cut across both foundation, intermediate, and advanced level, whereby it is upon us to understand that whenever we are preparing for exams, either if at all you are attending class or maybe if at all you are studying on your own, these are the most important elements that you must always be having at the back of your mind at all times when you are preparing. So let me share with you this. Let me share with you this case so that all of us, yeah, we should be able to understand that as I'm preparing for these exams, which areas, of course, should I focus or which area should you prepare, right? So I'm sharing this PDF. I hope should be audible on our end just in a few. It is very critical because with this, now it will be able, rather it will help you to understand, even if at all you are revising with this limited time available, which area should you focus on or even after this, when you're doing your revisions, or rather when you're doing your studies, which area should you, of course, maybe focus on? Also understand, yeah, maybe there can be a snip of some lecturers who have also joined the session. In this case, also, this is also important for the lecturers who are always, or rather would be assisting their students. So these are what I have, sharing this with us in a moment. And I'm very sure, of course, it will be very helpful for us. This is a document I've shared. I'm not sure if at all it is visible on your end. Are you able to see the PDF that I've shared?
No.
Confirm?
No.
Okay, just a moment now. Right now, it should be visible. So these are how, of course, the exams are always tested. Actually, as I've said, from April 23, you might wonder why is it that nowadays more so a lot of people, there are some specific papers that guys are not performing well. Yeah, it's not like the papers are always hard. No. Let me just have this bit here. Yeah. So whenever these papers are being tested, these are what you guys should understand, right? That things have changed. So specifically, I'll be talking more of these are, of course, the setters table. Anytime that exam is being set, the area of concentration will always be on this area. So we start by, look at this case. We have from a vocational, diploma, professional, and foundation. We have professional intermediate, and we have professional advanced level, you see? So your exams will always be divided into 3 segments. The first segment is remembering and understanding. The second segment is applying and analyzing. The third segment is evaluating and creating. So these are the 3 segments that your questions will always fall. And that's why at times you'll be in an exam and you'll be like, we've never been told this in class. I've never seen this anywhere, right? Of course, I'll always talk about such scenarios. There at times it normally happens. It happens. It does happen anyway. So we start by remembering and understanding. You can see at this point, remembering and understanding, if I told you to focus on the vocational certificate, these are level 1 and of course 2. So you'll find that, of course, these are the marks allocated. I'll be talking of foundation, intermediate, and of course, advanced, that area. So you'll find, assuming that you're doing a foundation paper or maybe intermediate level paper, yeah, whatever that is going to come straight from whatever that you've been given direct from the notes, literally copy and paste from the notes. Whatever that you're going to be given directly, copy and paste from the notes, yeah? Copy and paste from the notes. In this case, of course, you're starting with this foundation level, right? So you'll find that, you'll find that at foundation level, whatever is going to come direct from your notes is 30 to 40%. That is a copy paste. Whatever that you've read directly without changing anything, the way it is going to be tested. That is under foundation level. We are looking at this foundation and diploma level. We're looking at 30 to 40 marks. Professional intermediate level, we're looking at 10 to 20 marks. And advanced level, my good people in advanced level, right? Whatever is going to come directly from whatever that you've read, literally copy paste, 0 to 10 marks. That is, say, like 10%. You see? So at this point, you'll find that the other case, look at applying and analyzing. So applying and analyzing is a situation or questions which are being tested in a sense that you've been in class, or maybe if at all you're studying on your own, you've been guided, right? So whatever that they are testing is your ability to apply the concept that you have studied or the concept that you've been guided. So the question will be in like, at this point, use the knowledge that you have obtained to solve this question. Use the knowledge that you've obtained to solve this question, not literally directly from whatever has been, or rather whatever that pick and pull from maybe your nose to the exams. No, use that knowledge to analyze the problem and give a solution with a concept that you guys have been studying all through. So if you check foundation level, this area covers 30 to 40 marks. Intermediate level, it covers 30 to 40 marks, whereas professional level, it covers 20 to 30 marks. So it will range between 20 to 30 marks. We check now the area questions that you guys, you're always like, I've never been told this in class. Literally, we've never seen this in the syllabus. No, it is always in your syllabus. So evaluating and creating, these are concepts that you guys are literally professionals, right? So whatever that is being tested under this category is that you're given a situation, use your general understanding of the concepts around you, use the skills and knowledge that you obtain all through your studies, and at the same time, apply your general knowledge. That is evaluating and creating. It is a concept within your syllabus. Yes, nothing out of your syllabus. But the way it has been designed, it is in a way like, number one, use your general knowledge. Number two, in this case, you find that whatever that surrounds you, from whichever knowledge that you've obtained, journals, maybe you've been watching this financial series, use that knowledge to solve now what? The problem that you're given. So at this point, you'll find that foundation level, it ranges between 10 to 20 marks. Professional intermediate level, it ranges between 30 to 40 marks, whereas professional advanced, or rather these are advanced level, you'll find that it ranges between 50 to 60%. So you'll find my people in advanced level. Why is it that nowadays more so there are some specific papers which initially they weren't bad, but today a lot of students are not able to manage this? It is because of the change that happened. It is upon you, right, to be able to apply all this. So exams are no longer about you understanding or you cramming the formulas, or maybe you kind of sit 2 days to exams or 1 day to exams you want to cram. No, it's not like that nowadays. See, so this is how the exams will always be tested. And if at all you can check, I can give you that assignment. Go and pick a paper, any paper for CPA or ATD. Try to look at these questions, how they have been set. You realize that there are some questions will always be like, Aki ya Mungu, hii kitu mimi sijawahi ona kwa class. I've never seen this in class. Probably even if it is not even in our syllabus, it is still within your syllabus. Only that there is concept that probably you wish to say that, it is just a twist that they have done in that question. So that is one area that you guys should be aware as you are preparing for your exams this April and all these other exams to come even after April exams. This is one area that you should be aware of. The other area that I want to talk about Yeah, the other area that I want to talk about, in this case, you'll find that they are, of course, theory parts, right? The theory, remember, theory, it is on both what? Aspect of computation as well as aspect of what? Theory. It is on both sides. So what mistake do you guys normally tend to make? What mistake do you normally tend to make? A lot of students, let me share with you this, yeah? Let me share this board with us so that I can literally show you the exact mistake that you normally tend to make and how you can correct the same. When you look at your papers, just as Mwalimu has guided us on the 3 areas that exams will always be tested, this is also one thing that you should be very familiar or aware from now on. Yeah. So I'm sharing my board just right now so that I can guide you clearly on the same. So these are what we have. It will help you. And for those your friends who have not joined, of course, you can share with them the tips that you've learned so that they should not be victims. Yeah. So that they should not be victims. So for theory, yeah, for theory, you'll find that, as I've said, theory will cut across both what? Computation and the theory paper, right? Theories. So at this point, you're given or you're asked, give advantages, say, of entrepreneurship in the economy. Or maybe you're just asked a question there, advantages, or maybe explain something. You see, the first mistake that a lot of students will always tend to do, and after exams, they'll always be like, that paper is very easy. So this is a mistake that you're going to make. Yeah, you are asked of advantages. You know what you're going to do? You're going to start by giving paragraphs. You give your answer on paragraphs. You go to number 2. You give your paragraphs. You give your paragraphs. Let me tell you the secret. You know, at this point, you're making the work of the marker very hard. Why? Because the moment you're giving in paragraphs, you're making me to strain. You want me to search for a point in your paragraph. You are making me to strain. I don't want to strain. For me, I want to mark as many papers as possible professionally, right? So kindly make my work to be easy. Make my work to be easy. You see, so the moment you're giving in paragraphs, at this point, I'm going to struggle. Now, what was Gum saying here? I'm trying to look at a point. So you'll find that if a question was allocated 10 marks, you know what I'm going to do? I'll hate to struggle like this. So I'm going to just, I'm going to like scan whatever that you presented. And out of 10 marks, I might give you, say, like 3 marks. Yeah? Out of 10 marks, I might give you 3 marks because you're not clear with what you're giving me. And in this case, you're making me to struggle to search for a point in your paragraph. So how will you avoid this? So from now henceforth, this should be the secret that you guys should always tend to apply. You see, when you're given advantages, explain all that, right? Try to give, of course, in pointer form. What is the advantages of entrepreneurship within the economy? Number 1, economic growth. This is the main point. Explain now at that point. The main point already, you have clearly tell me that, the main advantage is economic growth. Now, whichever explanation that you're going to give below the point, in that case, I'll see that this student knows what he's doing or what she's doing. You have created a good impression to me, the person who is marking this paper. I'll be like, this student knows what he or she is doing. So I'll give you a mark, and a little scan on this, I'll also give you a mark. So already you've earned 2 points. You've earned 2 points already. In this case, come into maybe creation of employment. Creation of employment. These are pointer that you're giving. So after you've given this pointer, whatever that you're going to explain there, now that will be upon you. Explain all that you're going to explain there. Trust you me, if this question was allocated 10 marks, probably because you might not get the 10, I might give you up to 9 marks. You see? And in professional papers, all the Kasneb papers, pass mark will always be 50. At no any given point, and no one should ever tell you otherwise, that this paper was hard, now the pass mark has been reduced. That is a lie. Pass mark will always be 50. That is to say, even that 1 mark can take you places you've never seen before. That 1 mark can make you to go to advanced level if you're intermediate level, or it can make you to clear the written papers to go to BBA, or it can help you to move from foundation to intermediate level. That 1 mark. So it is very important, yeah, for us to always approach the questions, advantages explained with this mode. You give a main pointer, the examiner will see this is what you presented. All the story that now you're going to give me an explanation, now that is on you. So long as we have seen the main pointer there. That is a secret that Mwalimu is giving us. There is other questions. You're going to be asked to differentiate maybe between A and B. See, differentiate between this and this. Differentiate between A and B. So how will you go about that? Again, a mistake that a lot of students normally tend to do is to try to differentiate this on the paragraph form. Yes, you might scrabble and have some things on the paragraph, but the best way to do this, the best way to do questions of differentiating, always approach it in this manner. You're asked to differentiate. Yes, I'm asked to differentiate. Come and have form of a table. Yeah, this will help you not to ask more papers to write, right? Whenever you're given that 1 booklet, that 1 booklet is always enough. Some people, they always tend to ask, I don't know, they normally tend to write. You'll always tend to ask some extra booklet, right? That 1 booklet that you're giving an exam, that booklet is enough for you to write everything that you need to write. You see? So in this case, differentiate. Come and give point of difference. Come and give point of difference here. Okay? Point of difference, have item A, item B. Give the main pointer, try to give the difference. Give the main pointer, try to give the difference. Give the main pointer, try to give the difference. If this question was allocated 10 marks, if you do this, there's no way that you can earn less than 8 marks. There's no way, unless that marker has probably his own problems. But there's no way that you can present your work like this and you miss 8 out of 10 marks. There's no way. There's no way. So this is another secret that you guys should employ. It will help you a lot. A lot. So how to answer questions? Mwalimu has guided us on that. Before I proceed, is there any question? The floor is open. Before I proceed to the next segment, is there any question that you want to ask Mwalimu? Any question that you want to ask? Great. Believe that we are all okay. So the other, probably this session might not be enough for us to cover everything, but the other element, of course, so Mwalimu has guided us on how the questions are always tested. Number two, Mwalimu has guided us on how we are expected, of course, to answer these questions. Yeah. The other key area, maybe if at all now we go to the specifics, there is aspect of why is it that PFT at times, as much as it is a very friendly paper, that is public finance and taxation and advanced taxation, why is it that then students will always tend not to perform very well as much as maybe they are prepared so well? You see these two papers, they are also silent killers. Why? They are very easy to pass. But with the wrong resources, however good you prepared, it might be a disaster. Why? The class that you are teaching this semester, there are some specific concepts that you are guiding them, which we did not use last semester. And remember, last semester, just the exams that were done in December. And right now, these exams are being done in April. Why? Because this is how tax will always tend to work. The papers that were tested in 2024, all these papers were based on 2023 financial year. Every amendment in tax that were done in 2023. The 2024 questions were purely based on this area. We are in 2025. As much as we didn't maybe adopt the finance bill 2024, but remember there were amendments in tax which were done. So what will happen? The students who are doing exams in 2025, we are going to use all the amendments of tax that were done in 2024. Now, this is where the disaster will come in. As much as these are statement papers, you can always earn as many points as possible on the format that you have. But as Mwalimu was saying, even 1 mark can take us places we've never seen before. So the disaster will come here, majorly for those students who normally take to do their self-studies, or maybe they have just decided that they have gotten notes from whichever sources that they have gotten the notes, so they are doing this on their own. Majority probably will use the notes that are all over, which were purely based on the last financial year. So you get a question for employment income. And for employment income, probably you are asked of what? Mortgage interest. You see, this is just one example. You'll find that whatever probably that we guided last time, or maybe pension contribution, you see, this is just but example. Whatever that we used last semester, we are talking about 240,000, right? This semester, whatever that we taught in class is 360. You see, because these are amendments that were done between November and December last year, so affecting us on this current year. You see, so you'll find that these are different. On your own, in this case, you're doing that tax exams, then you have pension contribution. The set limit, you're having it as 240. Whereas without knowing that, this was adjusted to 360. Mortgage interest, you're dealing with whatever that was there, 300, without knowing that this has been adjusted to 360. And so many other little amendments that have been done in tax. So by the time you read that paper, you'll always be like, that paper was easy. Without knowing that, This is what the examiner was testing you. The same case with these are the same case with advanced taxation. There are some concepts like, say, for example, capital gain. Capital gain, there are times that we are using 5%. But right now, capital gain is what? 15%. And probably you're studying the notes that were indicating what? 5%. What will you expect in that paper? Yeah? So, yes, you have the knowledge right. But are you applying the right rates? So ask yourself this question. You don't need to answer Mwalimu right now, but ask yourself this question. Where you are sitting today, are you using the correct notes or are you using the notes that you're not sure they are correct or not? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. Yeah? That is another area that we should check on. There are so many things that probably I know I won't finish on this session right now, but there are so many papers. Let me talk about business data analytics, BDA. If at all you're doing your Kasneb course, even if you're not doing it right now, you're going to do this later. Business data analytics. You know, like a lot of students, more so on this paper, at times it becomes tricky. Why? It becomes tricky because you'll find that students who are doing BDA, there's always that notion that BDA is just Excel. There's always that notion that business data analytics is just normal Excel. Yes, you might be having a point that BDA is majorly Excel. But the question I'm going to ask you, how many times in your workplace, probably you are using Excel in your workplace over and over and over again. But my question is, how many times in your workplace do you normally work out NPV? How many times in your workplace do you use Excel to solve NPV? How many times in your workplace do you normally use Excel to work out regression analysis? How many times in your workplace do you normally tend to apply maybe the concept of common size? As much as you're having very good knowledge of Excel, probably you're using Excel in your work every day. But the question is, how many times do you normally tend to use this? How many times do you normally tend to use this concept in Excel at your workplace? So the notion is BDA is not just Excel. As much as you might be very good in Excel, there are some concepts which normally carries a lot of points because BDA, we know very well that compulsory Ks are a FAR, a FEM, and MA. These are compulsory, which you must do, right? These are literally compulsory, containing like 60%. So you're good in Excel, but how good are you in NPV? How good are you in regression? And some other components in there. So the question that you should always be asking yourself that, how good am I on this? Because again, BDA is not also just Excel shortcuts. I understand that some of the lecturers have also joined this session to know how to guide their students, even on YouTube. Even for those lecturers who have joined, I've seen one or two. The question that you need to ask yourself is that, how do you normally guide your students? Is it just shortcuts? No, it is not just Excel shortcuts. BDA has a lot of concepts. So for those students who are doing their self-study, yes, it is okay. But the question is, what are you learning? You have all the materials around, but the question is, what are you learning? So I'll always advise, if you are able, you can always take a chance to start studying advanced Excel, because majority of the items in advanced Excel when, of course, you get good content, then this will cover majority of these things. And you'll find that you'll be well prepared regarding the same. And that's the reason why many a times you'll find that a student is very good in business or rather in Excel. But when it comes to exams in BDA, it is a disaster. It is a disaster. It is not that this student is not good in Excel, but the strategy that was applied. So think about that. Those students who are doing, of course, business data analytics, think about that. It will help us a lot. Yeah, it will help us a lot. So at this point, there are so many things that I could talk about, more so all the papers. I've done several videos in relation to how to handle, of course, computation, the tricks in handling computation. Computation, we have two cases. We have quantitative papers. Quantitative papers are papers like FM, MA, these are quantitative. And they are statement papers. Statement papers are papers like FR, PFT, you see, tax. These are now, of course, what? The aspects of statement papers. They are also very detailed. I've done videos on the best way on how to handle the two cases. So I won't talk about this, but if at all you can find time, I'll try to share the link. Go and check about these cases. It will help us a lot. It will help us a lot. The other point, this is what you've always wanted. Yeah. Many a times when students are going through, of course, a professional course, I've always asked this question, and I've always mentioned this in majority of my classes, is that at times professional papers, it is not just about passing the exams. And that's how you've seen whatever that we've started with, how exams are being tested nowadays. Yeah. So it is not just about passing exams, but it is about understanding the concept. And that's why at this point, of course, this was introduced some times back, but it has been piloted all through till last year, whereby it was fully implemented, the aspect of TAPEF. Yeah. Trainee accountants, practical experience framework. Trainee accountants, practical experience framework. This program has been championed by ISPAC and Kasneb. And how will this program work? This program works in a case like, say, you are doing CPA right now. You've just started or you're a continuing student. In this case, to help you be a responsible accountant once you're done, you will be placed under a mentor from the one or from that day that you started doing your skill. If at all you are a continuing student, you'll be placed under a mentor. You see, you register, you select your mentor. I'm going to share the link where you can register this, or you can get it on ISPAC website or Kasneb website. You select a mentor. The work of this mentor would be to hold your hand. You are in intermediate level. Probably you are very green on some elements of practical experience. The work of the mentor will be to hold your hand, to guide you on areas that you need knowledge when it comes to practical experience. At this point, it will also depend on the mentee. So at this point, I'm going to hold your hand in a case like probably if at all I'm having a practical task, I need you to learn how to file payee, or maybe I need you to learn how to file the VAT component. What is going to be done here with the mentor will give you some tasks, yeah, to try do it practically with a guide. Maybe you need to learn how to prepare actual books of accounts. Under your mentor, this mentor will be your umbrella to make sure that you're not being rained upon, so that by the time you clear your CPA, you're not clearing like the way guys used to clear. You find a student has cleared CPA with 0+ practical experience. So what is happening that APEF has come to solve that? By the time you clear, as a mentor, I'll be like, this person was under me. So that even if you want to register for EastPac, you won't wait again for 3 years. You can register almost immediately as a full member. See, just by looking at what? Being guided all through. Being guided all through. So that this also, I did a video explaining more about the same. So this is also another way or another point that you guys should always be thinking about. It will help you a lot. I'm going to share that link. We have several mentors. Like right now, I think the people selected in Kenya are like 500 or 400 thereabout. See, so out of these 400, you can select one mentor. Of course, this mentor will be holding your hands through your journey of becoming an accountant. So you can check that one out. And I'm very sure that this will eliminate that aspect that after you're done, in this case, you find that you invite a person for an interview, you ask this person knowledge question, this person doesn't know anything in terms of knowledge. Yes, we know you don't have skills. We know you don't have experience. That's why you've applied for a job. But I'm expecting you, once you've applied for this job, I'm expecting you to be having what? To be having knowledge that you've learned through the process. But that knowledge is zero. And then we'll be like, accountants are being paid peanuts. Accountants are being paid peanuts. Why? Process is very important, yeah? Process is very important. So, after we talk about probably the other thing that maybe Mwalimu will also share with us is that, yeah, at this point, of course, the exams are just around the corner. The question is that how well, of course, are you prepared? How well are you prepared? We're looking at how many days? Like, say, 2.5 weeks, 2.5 weeks, 2.5 weeks for you guys to do your exams. Of course, for those who are not our students, yeah, we have very good platform that we prepared for you guys, which will help you a lot. With these remaining days, you can still make a lot of difference. Let me take you through this very fast before, of course, I conclude with what I want to conclude. In this case, of course, if at all you go to your platform, to your browser, or you can also check it out on Play Store. You just search, of course, app, or rather on Play Store, you search Mdarasa. On your browser, you search what? app.mdarasa.com. If at all you don't have an account, you can always come, you create an account as a new student. After that, of course, you can come and log in after you've created your account, right? Just create an account for new students. If at all, of course, you have an account immediately after you've created, you can always come and do what? You can always come and log in. So yeah, I can see some people are asking, of course, on WhatsApp. Just a moment here. Okay, I'm going to answer that later. So in this case, you'll find that once you have created your account, of course, we have several courses here. We have several courses. All you need to do, for those who are doing CPA, right? You just do CPA. Just type CPA. If you search CPA, you come, get started, then start learning. And at this point, of course, we have coursework, we have revisions, and we have live virtual. Because at this point, time is limited, probably you want to only concentrate on revisions, yeah? So all you need to do is to come to revisions directly. And the revisions, of course, they are those that have already been prepared. For those who are not our students, of course, you'll be required to pay this value. But if at all you are watching this video and you have proved that you watched this video, you can inbox us and we'll give you a discount on these revisions. If at all you can only prove that you have watched this video, you can inbox us and we're going to give you a discount. Right now, it is showing, of course, this value, because if you go, say, for example, maybe you want to study financial management. In this case, of course, that is for April 2025. We have 2 model papers that we have prepared, plus the main block, which you can check. If at all maybe you want to study any other paper that is displayed here, you can always go about the same and check it out. So if at all you can prove you watch this video and you're not our student, you can reach us out, and in that case, of course, you're going to get a discount. For students, of course, they know what they're supposed to do. So there are so many other points that these are not only for these exams, but what will always be expected to cover later. I'll be talking about this as we proceed, so that Mwalimu should not give us a lot of information all at once. I want us, first of all, to dissect whatever that I've shared now. Just dissect it clearly. And after that case, then you reach us out in areas that you think we should do what? We should, maybe Mwalimu should advise us. So this point, I'm opening again the space for any question. I'm opening the space for any question. General question, I can see like P in April exams, are we supposed to use 360 or 40? Definitely you're supposed to use us for the last financial year, which would be 360, which would be 360. What about question asking about discussions? Do you start giving in points form? Discussion, the same case. James, discussion, the same case. You give in point form. On law and governance, how to answer the cases. So this is question has asked touch on law and governance, of course, on how to answer the cases. For law, this is secret. This is secret. You know, in law, if at all they say that these are pen, there's no way that you can say otherwise. You can't apply. So law, it is always very important that you get deep inside the notes. And at this point, you study your notes to understand. Because many a times why a lot of students, they normally tend to fail company law or even introduction to law, you'll find a student has passed all the papers, only remaining with what? Only remaining with company law or maybe law. The reason is that law, it is not just like any other theory paper. Application in law, at times, it is always very tricky. Why? Because if at all they say in law that this is a pen, there is no any other way that you can go around and say that this is otherwise. You have to state that this is a pen and this is a pen. There's no way that you can go around it. So the best way to always go around law is for us to go deep into the notes and read to understand the concept. Of course, we have these notes which have been shared, and of course, they can always be shared, whereby the notes, make sure that at least you get inside the same to understand the concept clearly. That's the only way that you can always hack out law. Law is not just, it's not like audit. You know, in audit, there's some areas that you can always tend to apply. But in law, if at all this is a calculator, that is a calculator. There's no way that you can go around it. There's no way that you can go around it. So in law, the best way, or what I can advise, is simply just for us to get the right notes and go through the same. It will help us a lot. It will help us a lot. It will help us a lot. Yeah. So that's how we can go about it. Yeah. So to that point, probably if at all you have any questions, our number are still the same: 0708 068 851. If at all you're having any question, you want to engage further, those are our numbers: 0708 068 851. I believe the session has helped us and it has assisted us at least to open our mind in some areas. I know it was a short notice, but you guys, you've managed to attend. Thank you so much. And I hope to engage you guys in our conversation through WhatsApp and, of course, through the messages. So to that point, you have a nice time. I'm answering the questions that you've been asking on WhatsApp right now. I'm just answering right now based on each and every person. So that point, thank you so much, guys.